It looks like it's finally happening. We're at the end of this nightmare. PC gamers can rejoice as GPU prices are falling drastically and getting closer to that magic MSRP figure. Along with that, availability has improved as well. Let's discuss that in this video. Hey, if you enjoy content like this, drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and smash that bell so you never miss another video. Hey, what is going on guys? Danny here, welcome back to the channel and I hope you've all been doing well. It's been a while since I made a video discussing the state of the GPU market and how things are currently faring. If you're someone interested in buying an AMD or Nvidia GPU, whether that's for an upgrade or a new build, things were looking very dire. Main reason why I wasn't making as many videos on the topic anymore was because there wasn't anything too different happening. It was just the usual story where GPUs were barely in stock and prices were still sky high, well above MSRP. However, now that doesn't appear to be the case. Things have definitely taken a turn for the better in the GPU market, and that's what's prompted me to make this video. Prior to this month, getting a GPU was a task that was next to impossible. You either had to be camping outside a physical store, watching GPU stock alert streams, or constantly be refreshing retail sites in hopes of catching a GPU in stock. Although that was only half the story. If you did find a GPU that was in stock, then great, you can buy one now, but only if you're willing to pay like 50 to 100% above MSRP. I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous. A 3070 Ti, which has an MSRP of $599, would sell for around $800 to $1,000. Here in Canada, the prices were even more outrageous, as they would be selling for $1,200 plus, and that was before taxes. The 3080 Ti was even worse, as that GPU would be retailing for about $2,200 Canadian, which didn't make much sense to buy because that was RTX 3090 territory. However, what makes this worse is the fact that GPUs that were in even more demand, so the ones that had better perceived value such as the RTX 3080 or RX 6800 XT, they would be selling for just as much as the 3080 Ti, which at that point, if you were already overpaying for a GPU, you might as well get the 3080 Ti then. Cards like the RTX 3060 Ti, which was another very popular Ampere GPU, would be selling for around $500 to $600 USD, and here in Canada it would go for around $700 to $800. I never thought there would come a day where X60 class cards would sell for that much. These were supposed to be the go-to for mainstream and entry-level gamers. It was just a complete mess of a GPU market. A lot of PC gamers and hardware enthusiasts were just sick and tired of it, and eventually people said enough was enough and stopped buying the GPUs. Really, the only people who kept on buying these GPUs at sky-high prices were miners and scalpers who were hoping to take advantage of some desperate individuals. AMD cards such as the RX 6700 XT and RX 6600 XT also saw similar price jumps, although there were some GPUs like the 6500 XT that didn't necessarily see the same sort of jump, mainly because, as you all know, that card was received very poorly amongst the community and therefore wasn't going to sell that well anyway, whether that was for mining or gaming. However, good cards like the RX 6800 XT, 6900 XT, 6800, and more were seeing significant inflation that just didn't make it feasible for gamers to purchase those GPUs. Over the past few months, though crypto has gone through another price crash, we are seeing many currencies go back up, but one of the main reasons why the demand for GPUs has gone down considerably from the mining side is because difficulty has gone up drastically, and therefore profitability is very poor. In my area, there have been some hikes on electricity rates, and I was playing around with some GPU mining calculators, only to find that I would be losing money now just by having my GPUs mined. Quite a stark difference to where we were just a year ago, where I could have been making like $20 or $30 a day just by having my GPUs mined in my off time. There were also other reasons as well, such as various regions around the world introducing regulations and even banning crypto mining. Another major reason as to why demand for GPUs has also gone down is because we're a year and a half into the Ampere lifecycle. The RTX 3080 was launched back in September of 2020, and people are saying they can't justify paying above MSRP for a card that's that old, and I can agree with them. We're also fairly certain that both AMD and Nvidia will be releasing next-gen GPUs later this year, and many are considering just waiting. Like, imagine paying $1,300 for a 3080 Ti, only to find out that 6 months later there's a 4070 that's been released for like $500 that's just as fast if not faster. You'd feel like complete crap, but this is a topic I want to discuss in another video, so I won't get into that right now. Switching our focus to the here and now, and you can go into your local computer hardware store and easily find GPUs in stock, and I'm not even talking about just seeing a couple SKUs on the shelf, but a wide variety of models from different segments. Whether you're looking to buy a high-end GPU or a lower-end one, chances are you should be able to find what you're looking for. When it comes to pricing, we're not quite at MSRP, but we're close. In some cases, the markups look as if it's from your typical AIB markup. Take these RTX 3070 Ti's for example. You can find AIB models that are selling for anywhere from $600 to $700 USD, which isn't a huge difference from the $599 MSRP. Reason for this is because the 3070 Ti was also another one of those GPUs that wasn't necessarily received well by the tech press. It wasn't noticeably faster than the vanilla 3070, so people had a hard time justifying its $100 increase, and that didn't even come with more VRAM either. When it comes to the RTX 3080 models, they're not quite as close to MSRP as the 3070 Ti, but there is also a significant drop in pricing, whereas instead of having to pay, $1,200 plus, you're now possibly looking at $800 to $900, which is much better than before. What I did notice though is that AMD GPUs that perform within the same performance bracket are retailing for higher prices than their Nvidia counterparts. Not sure why that is, it could be due to lower supply, but if you really want an AMD GPU, I would highly suggest just trying your luck on one of AMD's weekly drops that they have on their official store, as that way you'll have a much better chance of getting a GPU at or near MSRP to make it worthwhile. Here in Canada, the situation is pretty similar. Just recently, I saw multiple retailers list the RTX 3070 Ti for $880, which is about $700 USD, so a $100 markup from MSRP, which isn't bad compared to what I was seeing last month. It didn't sit right with me that RTX 3070 Ti's and RX 6700 XTs would be retailing for $1,100 plus when I got my RTX 3080 for cheaper than that, and we're talking about a totally different performance tier here. AMD cards are also selling for much higher than where they should be. Like, right now you can find lots of 6600 XTs in stock, but they're retailing for around $700 to $800. This is a GPU that was only slightly faster than the 5700 XT, a GPU that came out in 2019 and could have been easily had for less than $500 Canadian. Also, the 3060 Ti goes for the same price, if not cheaper. I've seen them drop to about mid $600 now, and is a bit faster than the 2080 Super, which we all know is significantly faster than a 5700 XT. So it just doesn't make sense to go for AMD cards right now. The prices are just way too high for them, and they need to come down drastically. If you ask me, 5700 XT performance in 2022 should be easily attainable for $200 at this point, but we've instead gone the opposite direction. Nonetheless, I'm glad that now things are headed in the right direction. If things keep trending in the direction they are right now, and we don't have another crypto mining boom, then it won't be too long until we actually start seeing GPUs sell for MSRP, and they should be very much readily available to buy in a store. Now, should you even buy some of these GPUs at MSRP, even though they'll be close to 2 years old at this point? That is another important topic that I want to discuss in another video, especially since there is a new generation due for later this year. For now though, if you desperately want a GPU, you might be able to find a deal on one where it wouldn't cost you an arm and a leg and won't lead to remorse down the road. Hopefully not. If you guys found this video to be informative and entertaining, then leave a like. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Be sure to check out the video description for cool links and ways to support the channel, such as using my Amazon affiliate link. And if you're interested in seeing more content like this, then consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.